All right, Mayor, we're recording.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Newton Town Council regular meeting, Zoom only, for February 23rd, 2026. Last week, the town experienced a loss of a dedicated public servant, colleague, and friend. Please join me in a moment of silence for Mike Monaco. Thank you. Now, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of
States
America,
America
and to the republic
for
for which it
it
stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all. Mayor, before you go on, can I place the following on the record, please?
Yes, of course.
Normally, Newton has a hybrid meeting. However, since the governor declared a state of emergency, in which we are still under, the town council determined to have the meeting, but by Zoom only in accordance with state statute and executive orders. Thank you.
Thank you. Terry, could I have a roll call?
Mr. Coos?
Here.
Mrs. Diglio?
Here.
Mrs. Teets?
Here.
Mrs. LaFois?
Here.
Mayor Dixon?
Here. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this regular meeting was given to the two newspapers of record and posted on the town website and official bulletin board. Approval of minutes, we have none, so we will move on to open to public. At this point in the meeting, the town council welcomes comments from any member of the public on any topic. To facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit the opportunity for anyone who wishes to be heard, speakers are asked to take one turn at the microphone and please limit their comments to 3 minutes. The clerk will keep time. If reading from a prepared statement, please provide a copy and email a copy to the clerk's office after making your comments so it may be properly reflected in the minutes. Council may choose to comment after the entire public portion has concluded. Please identify yourself and spell your last name for the record. Do we have any? All right, seeing none, we will close that portion and move on to council and manager reports. Mr. Russo?
Go or no?
Yep.
Now we can hear you.
All right, obviously condolences to the entire Monaco family, and I just want to thank everyone that attended or especially the police department for coordinating everything. It was fire department and the EMS, just it was very tasteful and very appropriate for Mike. So just thank you for that. We have a proclamation, Mayor, for Black History Month that we can note for the record. I wanted to thank the Public Works and all emergency services for their hard work during the storm. Friendly reminder, our budget hearing will be Monday at 5 p.m. That's Monday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. We'll have dinner for the council prior to, and then we'll have the agenda following starting at 5 p.m. So, and that will also be on Zoom as well in case any of the council can't make it or we get another snowstorm, which is, probable. The Zoom feature will be available to the professionals and to the staff and to the public as well. And obviously, congratulations to all the Olympians, especially the men's and women's hockey teams. And for Matt's edification, the men's hockey gold was the only time I've ever rooted for a New Jersey Devil actually score a goal. But it was a great to watch. So congratulations to all of the Olympians. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Coos?
Yes, to echo the sentiments, both for the emergency services and DPW for their work during the storm. There are no words that can capture the unfortunate reality of what occurred with Lieutenant Monaco, and thoughts are certainly with the family. That's all.
Thank you. Councilwoman LaFois?
Thank you, Mayor. In addition to February being Black History Month, February is also Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. So I just have a couple of awareness points. Dating abuse affects 1 in 3 teens and involves controlling behaviors that can include emotional, sexual, and physical violence. Again, 1 in 3 teenagers will experience dating abuse before the age of 18, which is a significant number. You know, as council people, we all either have teenagers, have raised teenagers, or have teenagers in our life. That's an important stat, I think, to know. A couple of others, believe it or not, 81% of parents admit that they do not think dating violence is an issue. So certainly there's a big disconnect there between parents' reality and what's going on with their teens. And we know that teen dating violence does not tend to occur in single isolated instances, but rather in the context of a broader pattern of abusive behaviors over time. And while 81% of parents admit that they don't think it happens, 53% of parents could not identify the warning signs of abuse and it happening to their children. And as an outcome, teen dating violence is associated with both short and long-term negative consequences, including negative mental and physical health, substance abuse disorders, and victimization or perpetration. And we do know that programs to reduce teen dating violence, perpetration, and victimization have demonstrated effectiveness. So I just wanted to make mention of that. And the local resource in Sussex County is DAISY, certainly for anybody that needs services. Last week, I think, had the opportunity to go to the Arbor Restaurant at the Sussex County Culinary Institute. The students did a great job with their French menu this part of the semester. There are cooking classes, the bakery is open every Friday, and their next menu up is an American menu. So if you haven't been yet or haven't been yet this semester, I encourage you to go or at least sign up for their e-newsletters on the Sussex County Community College website. Just go to the culinary program for the Arbor Restaurant. I also want to thank DPW and our first responders for their storm response and the great job responding quickly. And don't want to jinx it, but I hear that we may not be done this week. So thank you to all of our first responders and emergency personnel and our DPW. Speaking of openings, Kat let us know, and I had the opportunity to go over to Fratelli's Bakery. That's now open, and I went to their soft opening and probably bought more pastries than I should have, but everything was delicious, and I want to wish them the best of luck and for opening their town or their business in the town of Newton. Last week, Deputy Mayor Diglio, Kimberly, Michelle, Kenny, Greg, and I were able to attend the Sussex County Chamber of Commerce award annual dinner, not award dinner, their annual dinner, which was at Bear Brook in Frieden. It was a lovely venue, nice event. Congratulations to all the incoming officers of the board. Wish them a good year. And then on Saturday night, Michelle, Kenny, a bunch of people from, of course, the police department, our first responders, we were able to attend the John Thomasula beefsteak supporting Sussex County PBA Local 138. Michelle did a great job selling 50-50 tickets. There was a nice raffle. I think everybody had a great time. And certainly a lot of sense of camaraderie as the law enforcement community was getting back together, certainly after the devastating week of our loss of Lieutenant Monaco. And I just wanted to also echo my sentiments, condolences to Wendy and Mr. and Mrs. Monaco, and thank the police department and everybody who came out to honor Mike Wednesday and Thursday. Mike's left a lasting legacy that we'll always remember. And Tom, I also wanted to thank you for the staff and the grace and the consideration, the email that you sent to everybody, recognizing Lieutenant Monaco and allowing the staff space to grieve and attend the services. I thought that was well done as well. And then I noticed when I was reviewing the Township Journal that we had a Pass It Along Newton High School scholar. So congratulations, scholar athlete. Congratulations to Olivia Youngs on that recognition. And lastly, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Julia Quinlan. She is celebrating her 99th birthday today. And as everyone knows, she's a pioneer in the hospice field. All those years ago, wrote a book and opened the Karen Ann Quinlan Hospice Program in memory and honor of her daughter. So happy birthday, Julia Quinlan. And Mayor, I think that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Teets?
Sorry about that. So I could really just say ditto to everything that Helen just mentioned. A lot of the same things I was going to mention. And although Julie Quinlan's birthday is today, they are collecting cards still. So if you want to drop a card off at 99 Sparta Ave, I don't know if the if the post offices were open today, but I didn't get mail today, so I think it's okay if you drop it off tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure Helen covered most everything else, and I too like the bakery items from Fratelli's. And I will add the DPW did an exceptional job with this snowstorm, as they always do. And driving around town today, maybe I'm getting a little positive, we need to get rid of the snow before St. Patrick's Day parade, which is March 7th at 11 a.m. But I'm like, there looks like there's the same amount, if not less snow than there was on Saturday. So despite all the snow that was out there this morning, it's pavement showing, and by the end of the week, the grass is going to be showing, and no more talk of this white stuff, or everyone's going to have to contribute some green dye, and we're going to make some green snow and make the best of the situation. But kudos to our DPW, and kudos to everyone involved in Lieutenant Monaco's. That's all.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Diglio?
Yes. Well, ditto to all the comments before me, but in addition to those comments, on 218 at the planning board, which was also attended by the mayor, we had an application for a subdivision of a property located on Smith Street. It was a property with 2 homes on the same piece, and they just wanted to subdivide it, which there were no complications with. And there was also a very lengthy discussion on the ordinances that we will be approving, dealing with the affordable housing issue. On Friday, I went to the subcommittee meeting where we did discuss the affordable housing ordinances, as well as the recommendations from the planning board, which the members received a copy of that letter in their emails today. Bear Brook, okay, we went to the dinner, as Helen mentioned, and congratulations to Dina Smith on her appointment as chairperson or chairwoman of the Board of Trustees. And then Saturday, in place of Matt, I got to go to the mayor's breakfast at the Hampton Diner, and there were numerous discussions. One of the biggest discussions was the county plans for the 250th anniversary of the country, which, Tom, I do have paperwork for you from that. Also discussed was the affordable housing being forced on the various towns in Sussex, as well as the Highlands Act. And cannot forget the discussion on the 2% cap, while insurance is up 18+%, and the impact on the schools increases on the property taxes. Many of the towns are concerned and were very, shall we say, not afraid to voice their opinions about these topics. So that's about all I have, other than my condolences to Wendy and to the Monacos. I've known Mike since he was a little boy, so this one was a very tough one for me. And his mom and dad, well, they live around the corner, they're neighbors. So it's been a tough one for me. So I want to thank Tom. I want to thank the police department because the tribute that they gave to Mike, I thought was very well done and something he certainly deserved. So thank you. And it cannot forget to thank my DPW workers for the fabulous job that they do when we have these type of snowstorms. My neighbors are commenting, all our streets are nice and clear. However, if you get out of town and they're not so clear. And I was like, well, that's our DPW. And so many thanks to them for all their hard work. And that's all I have.
Thank you. So I will echo the great work by DPW and our emergency services. For once, I was actually off during a snowstorm, so it was nice, but obviously everybody that was hard at work throughout the storm. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for attending that while in my absence. Hockey playoffs, both boys. I was unable to attend, so I appreciate you stepping up and attending for me in my place. You already mentioned the planning board. I would like to also echo the condolences to all of Mike Monaco's friends, family. And then lastly, I just want to again mention 988, the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. For anybody struggling with their mental health, having thoughts of suicide, please use that resource. You matter. And that is all I have at this moment. We have no unfinished business, so we will move on to ordinances. We have the second reading and public hearing on ordinance 2026-1, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Newton, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of the property identified on the tax map of the Town of Newton as block 10.01, lot 6, pursuant to an agreement for sale and redevelopment of land. I will open the hearing to the public.
Have one raised hand, Mayor.
Okay.
Good evening,
Hey.
Council. Patrick Fahey, Fahy, 24 West End Avenue, Newton, New Jersey. I just want to, as far as the ordinance, just congratulate all the hard work going into this. I really do think it's a win-win for the town, from the rebuilding of the proposed ShopRite with some additional auxiliary buildings, and also the environmental impact liability being waived as well, which certainly fighting through all those issues and getting this taken care of will certainly help the tax ratables and also not have a huge impact or any impact theoretically on the schools since this is a commercial rateable. So great job. Just wanted to echo that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No other speakers, Mayor.
All right. I will close the hearing to the public and I will look for a motion to act on ordinance 2026-1.
I'll move ordinance 2026-1.
I will second the motion.
I have a motion from Councilwoman LaFois and a second from Deputy Mayor Diglio. Roll call.
Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Flaw,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Yay.
Next up. Next up is ordinance 2026-2, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 307 of the Town Code of the Town of Newton, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, most notably Article 3, Traffic Regulation, Section 307-14, Stop Intersections, and Section 307-58, Schedule 8, Stop Intersections. We'll open the hearing to the public. All right, seeing none, I will close that portion of the meeting to the public, and I will look for a motion to act on ordinance 2026-2.
I will make the motion to act on ordinance 2026-2.
I will second.
I have a motion from Deputy Mayor Diglio and a second from Councilwoman Teets. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Foy,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes. Next, ordinance 2026-3, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 307 of the Town Code of the Town of Newton, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, most notably Article 3, Traffic Regulation, Section 307-12, One-Way Streets, and Article 11, Schedules, Section 307-55, Schedule 6, One-Way Streets, as well as amending ordinance 2025-9. I will open the hearing to the public.
No raised hands, Mayor.
All right, seeing none, we'll close that portion of the meeting to the public, and I'll take a motion to act on ordinance 2026-3.
I'll move ordinance 2026-3.
I will second that motion.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Laffoy and a second from Deputy Mayor Diglio. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mrs. LaFoy,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes. Next up is ordinance 2026-4, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 320 entitled Zoning, Form-Based Code, most notably section 320-29 entitled Affordable Housing. I will open that hearing to the public.
I will note, Mayor, that the Land Use Board has recommended its adoption.
Thank you. Yes. Seeing no public comment, I will close that hearing to the public, and I will look for a motion to act on ordinance 2026-4.
I'll move to approve ordinance 2026-4.
And I will second 2026-4.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Coos and a second from Councilman Teets. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes, with the recommendations from the Planning Board, Land Use Board.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mrs. LaFoy,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes. All right. Do we want to discuss the following three ordinances, right? What the Land Use Board had sent over prior to, or do you want me to do the hearings and then we'll address it after?
Eric's gonna jump in here.
Okay.
Actually, I was gonna let you do the hymn, but as the governing body's aware, at the last meeting, you introduced the three ordinances. I'm gonna take this all at once rather than doing them individually, if you don't mind. They are basically amending the redevelopment plans for several redevelopment areas in Newton that were part of Newton's Round 3 Affordable Housing Plan. It was the recommendation of both the town planner and Fair Share Housing Center that to potentially, and I don't like this word particularly, but I'll use it anyway, incentivize the possibility of development on these sites, since these sites were designated as potential affordable housing sites in round three, of which Fair Share Housing believes there should be the building of such. The densities were amended to take into account what the parties believed would be a more incentivized possibility of development. Governing body introduced all three ordinances at last meeting. The land use board reviewed them and found that as to each of them, that the ordinances were inconsistent with the master plan. I raise this issue because it is within the governing body's jurisdiction to adopt land use ordinances if it so does by adopting a resolution at the time of adoption, which will not be tonight, that you disagree with the land use board and find the matter to be consistent with the master plan as created. This is part of the consent order that was entered into that got you the conditional immunity you currently have. The problem in taking an action contrary to the ordinances and the consent order is that under the rules of the 2024 law, in order to replace one or all of these redevelopment areas, you are going to have to come up with new redevelopment areas within town with realistic potential for development, not where we are now, which is, I won't say unrealistic, but less than realistic based on the fact that these are, I believe, at least a dozen years old, and no one has developed on any of them. The objective, the law no longer allows you to simply drop developments out of your plan without a replacement for same. So every redevelopment area you eliminate is one more redevelopment area or one more property you're going to have to find to replace it unit for unit and in terms of the affordable housing. I am going to ask Mayor, as was indicated, you all received the town council received Ms. Humbert's letter today, which I know was the product of the discussions at the land use board hearing, as well as the deputy mayor indicated the subcommittee meeting and a further review over the weekend, as Mr. Russo felt the need to fill my inbox during the snowstorm. So, which I deeply appreciate. My recommendation is going to be you open these for hearings on all three ordinances. You make a motion to continue the hearings to March the 9th. Ms. Caldwell will be at the meeting on the 9th. I have already spoken to her about same. And the board and the governing body can then, you'll also have three resolutions for your consideration related to each of the ordinances. Be aware that this is an all or nothing proposition, folks. If we don't adopt all three ordinances, we are going to have significant immunity problems. The magic deadline for the courts is March 16th. I know everybody knows March 15th, but March 15th is a Sunday, so we're getting an extra day to file till Monday, March the 16th. If you have not been granted a dispensation, and Newton is not one of those towns that has been, thankfully for all of you, then this thing needs to be in place by March 16th. Otherwise, St. Patrick's Day will not only bring green snow, it will also bring the lack of immunity, potential lack of immunity, and a possible builder's remedy claim. So in regard to 2026 5, 6, and 7, Your Honor, I would ask that you open the hearing. If anyone wishes to speak, they may. Otherwise, I would then ask individually for motions once I assume council members want to say what they want to say tonight, with the understanding you're going to get another crack at it on the 9th, that a motion to extend the hearing without further notice can be accomplished and carried to March the 9th at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard.
Very good. All right. So ordinance 2026-5, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 320 entitled Zoning, Form-Based Code, most notably section 320-19 entitled Special District 9, Planned Neighborhood Development Zone. I will open that hearing to the public. Okay.
Good evening, council. Again, Patrick Fay, West End Avenue. As far as these three ordinances, more specific, this one ordinance, since the public hearing for it, I understand that the state of New Jersey has pretty much tied our hands behind our back with this, and shoving it down our throat with increasing density, specifically in that area, with the redevelopment plans. My only concern with this specific ordinance, the special zone 9, I think it is, district 9, is possibly, if that zone somehow could be, I guess, promoted as a area of either 55 plus or 62 plus age restriction, because that area is up by the hospital. You have a hospital up there. You have many doctors' offices up there. And while we would have to technically increase the density, a 55 or 65 plus redevelopment plan or promotion could also offset any, again, effects on the schools, and then trying to tie that together, because that area obviously is a redevelopment plan, and obviously the obligations of affordable housing and low to moderate income would have to be incorporated in that. But again, if it could be either promoted, marketed with a 55 plus or 60 plus age restriction area, that might work to our benefit with the hospital and the doctor's offices up in that area of town. So.
Thank you.
Raise hands, Your Honor.
All right, we'll close that hearing to the public.
No. I'm asking Your Honor for the council to approve a motion to continue the public hearing on ordinance 2026-5 without further notice till Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard.
So moved. Counselor's request.
I'll second the motion.
All right, I have a motion from Councilwoman Laffois and a second from Councilman Coos. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Foy,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 2026-6. Ordinance of the Town of Newton in the County of Sussex, New Jersey, adopting an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the Patterson Avenue redevelopment plan pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec. I will open that hearing to the public.
Stand, Your Honor.
All right. Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to extend the hearing to March 9th.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
All right. Motion from Councilman Laffois and a second from Councilman Coos. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mrs. Laffois,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes. Next up is ordinance 2026-7, ordinance of the Town of Newton in the County of Sussex, New Jersey, adopting an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the Miriam Gateway redevelopment plan pursuant to local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec. I will open that hearing to the public. All right, seeing none, I will ask for a motion to extend the hearing to the March 9th meeting.
I will make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion from Councilwoman LaFois, a second from Councilman Coos. Roll call.
Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Foix,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
If the council has any questions, please feel free to reach out to my office or Ms. Caldwell or Mr. Russo between now and the 9th.
Mr. Bernstein, you said that Ms. Caldwell is going to be at the meeting on the 9th.
That's what I asked her to be. I will confirm, but when I became aware of the situation with the board, I suggested that she be there.
Okay, thank you.
If I may, for just a moment, in support or continuation of Mr. Fahey's suggestion, since there is some time between now and the next meeting, just to have the council familiarize yourself, you can look into HOPA, or the Housing for Older People Act. It's in Title 24 of federal regulations. It does speak to 55 plus or 62 plus age restricted communities. So if you want to have a little homework assignment, there you go.
Just for the council's edification, my recollection is, and Mr. Russo can correct me, Special District 9 is a redevelopment area.
Mhm.
It ultimately, therefore, becomes a determination of the town governing body and the manager relative to a redevelopment agreement with the parties, which may include an age-restricted community. I will point out that under the new law, the restrictions, and I put that in quotes, for the total number of affordable housing units which are age restricted is 30% of total number. I don't believe you have any in the current plan, so therefore they are eligible. And I use restrictions in quotes because Brown 3, it was actually 25%. So the legislature thought that, maybe a few more age restricted units wouldn't hurt anybody. But it is well within your purview. The ordinance can be potentially amended down the road, or a development agreement can be entered into, for example, for this property or any other.
So it doesn't have to be designated in the ordinance. It can be designated by the redevelopment agreement
Yep.
with a future redeveloper, correct?
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Coos.
You're welcome.
Any further discussions on those? All right, we'll move on to introduction to ordinance 2026-8. It's an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. Looking for a motion.
I'll offer ordinance 2026-8.
I will second the motion.
A motion from Councilman LaFois and a second from Deputy Mayor Diglio. Roll call.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Foix,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes, and the public hearing on that ordinance will be Monday, March 9th. Next up, we have the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the town council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Mr. Russo?
Yes, Mayor. 95 is approval of contracts for chemical supplies bid 1R-2026 items 1, 6, and 7. 96 authorizes negotiations for chemical supply. 97 memorializes planning and design services for multiple utility improvement projects so we can obtain the grant funding for same. 98 and 99 are refunds. 100 and 101 relate to the application we're submitting for the Small Cities Grant, $400,000 for Swartzwood Road. And, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. It's a good project. 102 also relates to that application for compliance with DCA and HUD regulations. 103 is bills and vouchers, and then 104 authorizes the mayor and I to sign any TWA permits for sewer projects related to Suburban Consulting. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything that anybody wishes to remove from consent for discussion?
No,
If
not
not,
to
I will
rem-
take a motion.
Not to remove, Mayor, just a comment, the 4 out of the 10 resolutions having to do with grants is really great. That we continue to look for those opportunities to support infrastructure projects and other enhancements and improvements to the town through grant funds, which is really great. I think we have competitive applications that we put forth. So as Tom said, we'll continue to keep our fingers crossed, but it's great when we get these grant wins, as there's no impact on the taxpayer except for the benefits of the resulting work from the grants. So thanks, Tom and team. If nothing else, I'll offer the consent agenda as presented there.
Thank you.
And I will
Second?
second. I will.
Alrighty, so I have a motion from Councilwoman Laffois and a second from Councilwoman Dietz. Roll call.
Hughes,
Abstaining from check number 15050. Yes, other ones.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mrs. LaFois,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes. All right. We have nothing for discussion, so we'll move on to the next public comment. I will open it up if anybody wishes to comment.
Raised hand, John.
All right, seeing none, we will close that portion and we'll move on to council manager comments. Does anybody have anything else? All right. We have no executive session, so with that, then I will take a motion to adjourn at 7:43.
I will make the motion to adjourn at 7:43.
Second?
I have a motion from Deputy Mayor Diglio and a second from Councilwoman Laffois. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nobody opposed. So that's it. Good night, everyone.
Everyone
Good
stay
night.
safe.
I have a